Good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. And this morning, serve notice. I woke up this morning. You woke up this morning so that you can serve notice. How about that? Let's serve notice. What do we mean by that? Well, I'll get into that, but I want you to think about this first of all before we go any further. How was worship on yesterday? It was a powerful time, and I know, what did the man or woman of God preach? What did they have to say? What spoke to you with respect to what was said over the pulpit or what was taught? How did it grab you? Did it grab you in such a way that you really understood it? So, to that end, I just want to raise that question before we get into serve notice. Serve notice. How about that? It's not what you think, but I'm going to give you the text to talk, the takeaway, 5 minutes or less. You already know what we're going to do, and that is serve notice. But before we get into that, let's kind of lay the groundwork. Good morning, and welcome to Morning Manna, where in 5 minutes or less, you're going to get an impartation with the text, the talk, and the takeaway. Join the Morning Manna fam every weekday morning at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Don't forget to put in the chat the revelation that you get and share the manna. Now, let's get ready to have some manna so you can make it through your day. Serve notice. Serve notice. Here's the text. Mark 10:45, you know it well. Hear it again for the very first time. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. He didn't come to be served, but to serve. In fact, at the end of it all, he says, enter in thy good and faithful, come on, class, servant. Servant. That's right. Thy good and faithful servant. And that's what it's all about in serving. So how do you serve notice? Let's look at the context of the text. Jesus didn't ask us to preach, lead, or influence. The first thing he said, I'm going to model to you serving. Serving isn't a side assignment. It is the assignment. It is the soul of discipleship. The kingdom flips the script. Greatness isn't measured by how many you serve, but about how many who serve you, but how many you serve. I'll say that again. Greatness isn't determined by how many serve you, but how many you serve. So when Jesus says, I'm not here to be served, he grabbed a towel and he washed feet. When he says, I'm not here to be served, he said, get these 2 fish and 5 loaves. When he says, I'm not here to be served, he got off the boat at Decapolis and served the man who was full of more than a legion of demons. Yeah, that's what it's about. It's all about you serving. Serving doesn't make you less, it makes you Christ-like. So there's 3 things I want you to get. The first thing is this. Serving is the pathway to greatness. Mark 10:43 through 44 says, Jesus says, whoever wants to be great must be the servant. The world climbs the ladder, but in the kingdom, the ladder and the leader carries the towel. Number 2, serving is the proof of love. It's the proof of love. John 13:1 through 5 says this, Jesus washed feet, not because they served it, but because love demanded it. They didn't deserve it. They didn't. They still didn't know what Jesus was up to. But real love is never passive. It moves, it lifts, it serves. That's what real love does. That's what Jesus did with the disciples just before he was to be taken to the cross. Here's the third thing I want you to get. Serving is the power behind your assignment. It's the power behind your assignment. 1 Peter 4:10 through 11 says this, your gift has no glory if it has no service. When you serve, God supplies the strength. When you pour out, God pours in. Service is your anointing in action. It really is. So serve notice. What's your takeaway? Service isn't beneath you. It's what brings God's best out of you. Serving isn't beneath you. It's what brings God's best out of you. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. If this bless you, bless somebody else. Don't keep it to yourself. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more Morning Manna. We're getting close to Thanksgiving. You already know. God bless you.